All right, so we're going to move on. And if you have any questions along the way, please let me know. I'll be reading the chat from time to time. So norms, just participate positively. Mute your audio, please. If you have a question, please unmute and ask. But otherwise, please keep it mute so we don't have background noise. Use the chat or unmute for questions. Then if you have questions and I'm not seeing it, please someone let me know. English 10. All right, thank you. Here's my contact information, servando.navaez@salinas.uhsd.org. And this is going to be the session for quizzes. I use this mainly for quick multiple choice quizzes. However, there's other options in addition to multiple choice. All right, this is going to be a 1 hour. This is about student engagement, lesson design, integration technology, assessment. All right, so our objectives, we are going to create an account and log in. We are going to take a quiz. So I created one with the different types of questions that are available. And you're going to get to experience this as a student. There's a typo there, sorry about that. Then you're going to learn how to create a quiz. Give you some of the pros and cons that I've seen along the way. And we will start creating our quiz, and then you'll get a chance to create your own. All right, creating an account. First, we have to, step number 1, we go to quizizz.com. Then you're going to get a website that looks pretty similar to this one. It changes from time to time. What I mean are the pictures. Then you're going to click on sign up on the top right hand side or get started on the left. Then this you're going to use your Google credentials, the one issued by the school, so that you can log in. Enter your email and password. And that would get you into Quizizz. If you already have an account, you're going to do basically the same thing. You go to quizizz.com, but instead of clicking on sign up, you're going to click on login. Then it will take you to the same process. You use Google and enter your email there, that like I did that, putting in my email, and then it will take me to the site, which would look similar to this. Again, the pictures in the middle change from time to time. This depends on when you logged in. On the top left hand side, you should see your name. Now, sometimes for some reason it puts quizizz.com/join, so your website would look different than what you've seen right now. So at the top, make sure that it says admin instead of join. I don't know why it does it sometimes. All right, any questions so far? All right, no questions. In that case, we are going to take a quiz. So I'm going to create a quiz. I'm going to show you how to create a quiz. You need a code to join, and then we'll take the quiz. This will allow you to see the different types of questions that are available, the different types of answers that you can put. And what I mean by different types is video, text, formulas, etc. Right. When you start giving a quiz, it will look something like this. It will ask the students to go to joinmyquiz.com, and on the second blank rectangle, there would be a code there. I covered it because that was for an old quizzes that wouldn't work. Sometimes they look different, like the background looks different depending on, it allows you to have different backgrounds depending on how many times you've played. All right, so let me create one. On my end, this is how it looks. I'm signed in. Here's my name. I'll go to my library. These are the different quizzes that I already have. And by the way, you can upgrade to have more space. So far, I've kept it just basic. All right, so here it is. When I selected the one that I want, this is how it looks. You are able to assign it as homework. Basically what it does, it opens it, and then you can say, okay, close in 2 days. And when the time runs out, the students no longer have access to it. You can start a live quiz. If you start a live quiz, you can do instructor pace, which is basically like a PowerPoint presentation embedded with different type of questions that are available. Or you can do the classic. This is just the one we're going to do. When you select classic, you can have classic or test. These are very similar. Test requires the students to enter their email account and log in so that they can receive a grade. Classic, they can join anonymously. And team, you can break the students up into teams. Once you select that, you have some options, and everything's customizable. You can turn it on and off. You can determine how many attempts they have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or unlimited. You can use the name factory. I like this one because students are not able to put anything they want. So once you log in, you'll see that you get some randomly selected funny sounding names. You can change to another name, but it would be from the ones that Quizizz generates. And this way, students don't put anything inappropriate. You can determine if you want them to see the answer after a question, if you don't want them to see anything, or if you just want them to say, like, you got it wrong, you got it right, without seeing the answer. So I like them to know if they got it right or wrong, but not show them the answer. This is the one you would pick. After the activity, you're also able to show questions and answers, questions only, and or nothing. I usually leave it at nothing since I have other classes that are going to be taking the same quiz. Then down here, this with the Thunderbolt, you actually have to pay. You can have a redemption question. So if a student gets a question wrong and they don't have too many questions wrong, they get a chance to attempt one of those again. They also get power-ups. Power-ups basically give them more time on a question. If they get a question right, they get double the points. And I'm talking about leaderboard points, not correctness. They're also able to eliminate half the answers. They also get a second shot in case they get it wrong. There's different types of power-ups. There's one that it makes the screen shake, so everyone's screen looks kind of weird, except the person that activated that power, etc. You can provide a timer. You can show the leaderboard, shuffle the questions and the answer, play music, and show the memes. And as you can see, everything is, you can turn it on or off. So here, I'm going to start on the classic. And this is how it would look for the students. So if you could join and go to joinmyquiz.com, then this would be the code that they have to enter. And you're able to copy the link and post it, assign to Google Classroom, and there's other options as well. Okay, this is what's available for you to assign. You can change the backgrounds. and then the other ones are you have to pay. As people start joining in, you can see them pop up right here at the bottom, and on this side, on the left side, it tells you how many people have joined. All right, any questions so far? So this is a self-paced test, meaning if someone comes in a little bit later into the session and joins, as long as you haven't ended the quiz, they can join a little bit later. You can also give it different times on the questions, but that time is only for points. So when you answer a question really fast, you get points on the leaderboard, and the faster you answer, the more points you get. But if the timer runs out, you can still answer the question. You would just not be on top of the leaderboard. However, this does not affect correctness. So you could be a slow test taker and still get 100% correct. I usually just leave the leaderboard for them to compete against each other, and I only count whether they got it right or wrong. Yes, there was a setting. Students can take the quiz 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or unlimited times. I can't show you anymore because I already started this, but before you assign, there's all kinds of settings that you can turn on or off. All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. If you join in later, you can still take it. So this is how it will look. I'm going to mute the music, otherwise there's going to be music on the background. And here you can select only the top 5 to show. If you do that, everyone else is not shown, or you can show everyone, and this would be all the people that have joined. At the top, you can see the percentage accuracy. Each question, correct or incorrect, adds 1 point to the right or to the left. And then if you look on your name, on the bar, there's like a flame with the number. That's your streak. So this person at the top has had 4 in a row correct. Person in second place got 1 wrong, so now their streak is 1. Then if you look at the top, you can pause the quiz. This is a newer feature. It wasn't available like before distance learning. You can also, instead of showing the leaderboard, you can go to the questions tab, and this would tell you, okay, question number 1, 6 people correct, 0 people incorrect. And you can go by question and so on. This is a live quiz, meaning if you finish first and you're in first place, someone could outrank you because they haven't finished their quiz and they could still get more points than you. All right, so if you look at the screen, there's people that have, like, for example, person in first place, Fiddlehead Finn. They got all of them correct. Their streak was 5, which means they got one wrong. And you can see that at the bottom. Mulberry Wastley, so far, all of them correct. So the streak could be up to the number of questions that are available. Of course, if you don't like the redemption question, you can always turn that off. Oh, and don't click on this X right here. It will remove the student from the game. All right, so now if you look right here on the left, it says 18 out of 14 done. So there's 14 players and 8 of them have finished the quiz. All right, first 100% without any redemption question. If you are giving a time quiz and let's say you only want them to take it for 10 minutes and the 10 minutes are up, you can always click on end right here and this will end the quiz automatically. Okay, we'll wait a little bit for these people right here at the bottom to finish. In the meantime, any questions? For how long do the results save? I still have the results from all the quizzes that I've given. As far as I know, it does not connect to Google Classroom. I don't know if the paid version does. I have never paid for it. But I'll show you how the results look like. You can always export it into a spreadsheet. All right, we're waiting for 2 more people. Well, we'll just end it in about 30 seconds if you guys don't finish. So you guys get more time at the end to practice on your own and ask more questions.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do the students have to put their own name or any name?
You can determine that. You can. The way I have it is students have to pick one of the randomly selected names there. Unfortunately, when about a few years ago, students were putting inappropriate names for when I was using Kahoot. So as soon as I found out the Quizizz allows you to do that, I switched to Quizizz. And this prevents from anything that they might think it's funny and inappropriate. and then it would be displayed on the screen. I just eliminate that option from them.
So you have to choose that in the setting when before you give the question?
That is correct. Everything is customizable.
Okay.
And I can show that again in a bit. All right, I'm going to end this. When you end, just in case you accidentally hit it, it asks you to double check to make sure that you want to end. We do in this case.
I was going to say the scores, if you do it like as I do, like a pre-quiz before the test, the scores do go over into Google Classroom.
Oh, okay.
If you assign it and assign it from Google Classroom, and then the scores will drop over. So it does import from Google Classroom.
I just use it for small quizzes with low points.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you want it like as a review or something like that, like if you assign it ahead of time or however you want to use it, I was just answering it does go from Google Classroom and drop in.
Oh, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah.
And once the quiz ends, at the top it gives you a summary. So accuracy was 78%. The toughest question was question 12. 9 out of 15 players missed it. The longest question people took on was an average of 29 seconds. And then it gives you some interesting facts right here. If you scroll down, you're able to see the questions. At the top, it tells you the average correctness. And if it has a check mark, it will mark it right. If it has a X, it means it's wrong. Notice the second one is blue because it's a different type of question. So it also lets you know that some of them are different. You can scroll to the right. The last one is a poll question, so it will always get marked correctly unless they didn't answer. Notice the exclamation points for people that didn't answer because I ended ahead of time. And on the left, you have the names. Still, you cannot see the people's names. I like that one because of, in addition to the fact that they can't put anything inappropriate, students don't see other people who are doing bad either, you know, because no one wants to be at the bottom and then everyone in the class knows. So then these are the options. When you exit, then it gives you a summary in the reports. So on the left-hand side, if you go to reports, you're able to see all the quizzes that people have taken. So the results are still there. If you scroll down, it tells you, okay, 78% accuracy. There were 13 questions, 15 people participated, and now you're able to see the names. The percentage that they got is on this hexagon right here. And you can switch from points. You can sort the players here. You can look at the questions. Right, like question number 1, 2 people didn't answer it. Everyone else got it right. And you can do that for every single one of them. You can also go to the overview. This overview is similar to the one we were talking about, where it gives you the percentage of each question. You can scroll by moving the slide bar at the bottom. And then you can add tags to it if you pay for the other version. I don't have that one available. You can view this, view the quiz again. You can have this as flashcards, so you can assign it as flashcards for students to study. You can go again to the live dashboard. This would open it in a new window. And if you go here, it will allow you to, well, you'll see the winners again. So everyone that parades here got a 90% or better. And when you're here, you can click on this checkbox and it will show you the time students took on each question. So now, if you know that this question is supposed to take like 3 minutes and people have 2 seconds on it, that means that they were guessing. So this allows you to see like, oh, all right, so this person was just guessing, that's what they got this low score. Or you can say like, oh, wait, this person was taking his time and they got it wrong, so that means that they need more practice. So it gives you a little bit more information. All right, I heard some noise, but I don't see anything on the chat. Oh, someone raised their hand, yes.
Okay, so I know you said if you click validate only, the students don't get to see which ones they got wrong, but they can see their percentage. Is there any way to hide that whole thing so that they don't see the right or wrong answers? They don't know their percentage until
Yes,
I release scores?
everything is customizable.
Okay.
So I'm going to my library right now. Let me look for this assessment that we just took.
I was looking at it as like if you assigned it as homework, so the kids they couldn't cheat or tell everybody, hey, I got a 50%, so I got something wrong.
Right. So if you click here, by the way, someone asked, can you have all the students answer the questions at the same time? Right here, this is instructor paste. If you go to the classic, which is the one that we took, then right here where it says show answers during the activity, you can turn it off. Now nothing shows.
Okay, thank you.
And if you go to the test one, everything is more restricted. So you can determine the number of attempts, automatically puts them off, shuffles the question. So if you make it into a test, it's less fun. It removes the memes, it removes the leaderboard, etc. But so it's up to you. If you still want the memes, you can keep it as classic and then turn stuff off. All right, good question. Thanks for asking. Any other questions?
Servando, I do have one. Have you found a way to block? I have not, so this is why I'm really asking. Like if you do this in the traditional way, like in Google, you can obviously do it so that it locks it down, so they can't tab out and go to a different tab. Have you been able to figure out a way so that if you're doing this as homework or like, for example, like in classroom as a pre-test or pre-quiz or something like that, that they can't tab out and look up the answers?
As a homework, I don't know how to do that. If you give it in class, you can always use GoGuardian to
Right. I know that. Yeah.
Usually when I give a test, I use GoGuardian to block Google, and they cannot search anything.
Okay, that's just your workaround. I just didn't know if there was some setting that I'm missing within it to lock it down, and I'm always looking for someone else that has found something that I'm missing within it. So, thank you.
I haven't found it.
Okay.
I also, since I teach math, I require them to show the work. So no work, no points, regardless of whether you get it right or wrong. So that kind of, they have to show the work to back up their answers.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next thing is how to create a quiz. When you start creating a quiz, you go to create right here on the left-hand side. And this allows you to choose. Do you want a lesson or do you want a quiz? I've been doing quizzes. The lessons, I use something else. And then give it a title. I'm going to call it temp. Choose the subject. Let's say math is the first one there. So then click next. And this will give you the different types of questions that are available. Again, anything with the Thunderbolt is You have to pay for it. So I have not attempted any of those. You can select the one that you want. So if you want a multiple choice, you click there, and then you're able to create your own question. The question goes here, where it says type question here. And you are able to click here to insert an equation. So for example, if you teach math or science and you're trying to insert an equation, you click here and it gives you all the options that are available. Notice the symbols are pretty detailed. You can use Greek letters, you can use advanced symbols. You can also upload an image. So if you remember the one we took, there was a US flag there. So I clicked in here, and then I just dragged an image into this box right here, and it would show up. The answers, you can also use an image by clicking here. So your answers could actually have images instead of just symbols. You can type an equation, or you can just type in a paragraph like you saw on the first one. You can add more options. The maximum is 5. The minimum is 2, which would make it a true and false question. At the top, you can change the type of question that you're interested in. Of course, I can only use the ones that don't have the Thunderbolt right now because I'm using the free version. You can determine how many points each question is worth. If you're in the question, you can modify how it looks right here. If you don't want to type in a difficult formula, you can always adjust the text color, italic, underline, etc. And then when you're done, you would click on save. I'm going to cancel on this one. So that's one way to add questions. Another way is if you look at the top where it says teleport from the Quizizz library, if you type in any topic here, it will provide you with questions and quizzes that have been already created. For example, I'm going to type in flags, and all the quizzes that relate to flags are right here. So I'm going to select the first one right here, and this one says there's 20 questions, and these are the questions that are in this quiz. You can copy the entire quiz into yours, so making this one yours, or you can just select the different question that you want. So if you want to add this question, I would click on add, and right here on the left, if you notice, the question is available there. Let's say that's the only question you want from this one. You move on to another one. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm done with this one. Now I want something from colors. All right, but this one is in Spanish. Let's say you want this question, you add it. So now I have the one with the US flag and this one with the color red in Spanish. And you can always click off right here, and this will bring you to the questions that you currently have. Okay, any questions so far? Yes, I'll show you in a little bit. All right. So once you are in this one, you can change the timing that you're giving everyone for the different questions. So it goes from 5 seconds to 15 minutes. You can change the points. You can add tags. You can delete. You can duplicate this question. You can edit. If you edit, it takes you to the screen that I showed you earlier, where you can add the flag, the text, the different answers. And you can do this for every single question. And then once you're done, you would click on save.
Servando, what does the add tags do?
You can put the standards and stuff. I don't really use that one.
Okay, thank you.
It allows you to put like for math, we have like standard AE1, AE2. So you can add that one to let people know that you're testing that standard. All right, so to assign, I'm going to my library. I'm going to select this one right here. It's a draft, so I need actually, let me select another one. I haven't finished editing that one. I'm just going to select this one from summer school. So when you start, I'm going to start a live quiz, classic, and this is how to assign it. Or let me show you the homework one since you haven't seen that one. So you can assign the homework. And this would give you the options that you can toggle on and off. When you assign right here, you can either just post this code in Google Classroom, or you can go here, Classroom, then you would select, like, let's say this one right here, and then next, and then you just type in the information that it asks for, when you want them to start, how many points it is, and then save, and it would assign it to them. So again, just select from the one that you have: Teams, Remind, Twitter, Classroom, or you just post the link directly into Google Classroom yourself. What does the add grades option do? Where did you see that one? When I'm reading a question, like on a test?
No, when you were adding questions to the quiz that you were creating, there was an option right there on the right side below import from spreadsheet. It says
Oh.
add grade.
This one, you just tell it more information on the quiz. So you can add an image to the quiz. If you want them to see an image when it starts, you determine the language that you want. And the grades is like for what grade level. So that when people search for it, they'll know exactly what grade level you want. You can make it public so everyone can access it, or you can make it private so it's only for you. Oh, no.
Thank you.
And like these are the different options. That it will say that the quiz quality is incomplete if you don't put the grades or an image, but it doesn't matter. All right, any other questions? So the slides that I'm moving over is basically what I said when you were looking at type in the topic, the quizzes, and then you can select from the different questions. All right, some pros and cons. Pros is you are able to take the quiz at your own speed. You can have varying timing per question. So you can make one question be 30 seconds and all the other ones 2 minutes, up to you. You can choose from existing questions or create the one that is there. You can assign it as live or as homework. If you have team mode, the students don't have to sit next to each other. They can if you want. You can randomly select, or you can make the teams yourself. If you choose test mode, they do have to log in because that's how they're going to receive the grade. Now there's the option of having multiple choice, fill in the blank, multiple select, a poll question, open-ended. So of course the open-ended you would have to check on your own. And this one includes a redemption question and power-ups, a random name generator, tracks student progress in real time. You would see the leaderboard. You can determine whether or not you want to show the answers after each question or at the end of the quiz. The memes, students like the memes when they're getting the questions right. When they're getting it wrong, not so much. You're able to hide the leaderboard, like just remove it completely before you start the quiz itself. All right, so now you have time to to create your own quiz. I will be here. Let me know if you have any questions. And I use quizzes mainly for small assessments. If you want something for larger assessments, then you would have to use, we've been using Go Formative in our PLC. There was a session on Wednesday about that. So since it was recorded, you can always look at that one.
Do you know where to access the recordings of those sessions that we were able to attend?
I do not know. We will email or share the video with Ms. Rogers, and then she will make them available. Possibly through an email, I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So I was looking through volleyball quizzes and it showed up in a different language. Is there any way to sort that by language?
I think it just shows everything that's available.
Oh, okay.
Yes, if you look at the bottom, there's filters. You can sort by grade,
Okay.
subjects. So
Oh,
languages.
languages is right there. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Mhm. For this to work, the person would have to actually put in that it's in a different language.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so I just posted the evaluation link and the sign-in and slide links as well. If you could please go there and let us know how we did, that'd be great. I'll be here for a few more minutes, see if you have any questions, but it seems like everyone's doing well on their own. Thank you for coming again.